7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's start right out. Hey, what happened?
Hi everyone, welcome. It's the end of the week. We like these shows because we half mail it in, half don't. So we prepare, but we're not too excited. We have no expectations. I think that's a great way to put it. Welcome to the program. My name is Dean, brought to you by our friends over at Easy Auto Financial. Easy Auto Financial. Get yourself in a car, get your financing. It is totally free of charge to do it. These guys don't want anything from you other than to get you in a vehicle and the vehicle you want. EasyAutoFinancial.ca is where you find them. Also, our friends over at Ed's Fine Imports and Gitch, the promo code GITCH3. Guys, you want underwear that fits, the pouch in the front, boxer briefs, you get it. They're the best, Canadian-made. Go to edsfineimports.com, use the promo code GITCH3. He'll send you an extra pair for the when you order 3, 4 for the price of 3. That's how he does it. Ed's Fine Imports. Gitch, you'll love them. Everyone needs it. And last but not least, domination.com, software and AI for people that produce content, and super easy to use, free of charge the first time. Try them today. I'll save you hours of your life, and they're unbelievable if you produce content, gaming, streaming, whatnot. DMNTN.com. Please welcome to the show another full deck. And again, we've broken up the sausage party, which is really cool around here. We like doing that. Please welcome, of course, Lachlan Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM in Edmonton. Bonzi from the Tripping with Bonzi podcast, Greg Bond. And we've got a couple of lovely young ladies. Please welcome Brianne and Jessica. Now, Lachlan, tell me about Brianne and Jessica, and why don't you take over the introductions, because everybody got to kind of take part in a wonderful day that they had yesterday, and we didn't get a chance to talk to them, so wanted to get them on today. Go ahead.
Yeah, the plan was yesterday to have the sisters on to chat a little bit about what happened yesterday with Remembrance Day. I know these two beautiful young ladies because somebody sent me their Facebook invite from the Veterans Association Food Bank last week. Mm-hmm. So we reached out to them and said, "Hey, can we promote your event?" Mm-hmm. And Jessica went, "Okay." And then I'm guessing I was one of many phone calls because it really just took off. And then we all gathered in front of her home in St. Albert, which is just outside of Edmonton, to honor her dad, a 35-year military vet who is in a battle with cancer right now. And their father, Mike Downey. What's his what did he retire, Jessica, with the military?
He retired in 2006.
Okay, and he was what rank?
He was a warrant officer.
Warrant officer, and I believe he was EME, so he was a mechanic and
real man. A real man.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a real man. He is a real man. He's a he's a heavy duty mechanic and a curler. Jessica, what's he better at? What's he better at? Being a heavy duty mechanic or a curler?
Well, he's the best at dad. Yeah. So he is like the best dad, but I don't know. He's pretty good at curling.
Mm-hmm. He's a really good curler, apparently. Yeah. So we had a really special day yesterday. I'll get the ladies to tell us a little bit more about it, but I just want to pass on one thing. I was at the Legion after the event, and I had 2 people with me, both in the military for a number of years. Army Chris was one of them, Dean. Mm-hmm. And Army Chris said that was probably the best Remembrance Day ceremony he had ever been a part of. And I mean, for a vet to say that, like I was blown away by the whole thing, and your what you wanted to do for your dad, because you guys sort of planned this. But for me to hear that from somebody who's been in the military, that went a long way too. So
why don't we go to Brianne? Brianne, can you kind of tell us what yesterday was and kind of take us through it? Because I know you're kind of under the clock and you got to get to a meeting. You look very businesslike, by the way. If I was in a meeting with you, I'd be scared.
It's all a look.
But take us through it. What happened yesterday? And talk about your dad, Warrant Officer Mike Downey.
You know, I can't take a whole lot of this wasn't really me. I was the one who kind of brought up the idea of having a small family get together in the driveway, knowing that he wouldn't be able to make it to the cenotaph this year. And then, of course, as soon as you mentioned something like that to Jessica, she's the extrovert, and she just ran with it and, made the connections and made that all happen. So I was just along for the ride and for the conversation, and when she needed to ask about something, but we didn't tell my dad about it until yesterday morning. He had no clue what was happening. So today he was overwhelmed, it would be an understatement, but just the look on his face and the tears and the smile that didn't disappear all day was just a huge gift for us.
Jessica, so what was this? Like, tell us about what you organized and talk about your dad. Talk about why you organized it, if you can.
So he's just so proud, like the proudest. He's always talking about the time that he served and how many years he put in. And he's got, I think every tattoo that he has is all military related. And he just there's just something about the public Remembrance Day ceremony is nice. Like we go every year, but we wanted to kind of just make it personal this year. And we had so many people yesterday all day messaging us, talking to us and everything, and veterans just saying like, wow, like that was the best Remembrance Day ceremony that we've ever gone to, because it was so personal and because it was aimed at not just my dad, but they all felt very special just being there as well and being able to help out. I met so many amazing men during the process of planning this, just amazing people that I feel like we won't be losing touch anytime soon, because it's just been, they've just been so kind and so helpful. And I got the numbers of about 10 different men in my phone over the last month, which is more than I can say has happened definitely since before I had kids, for sure.
So were you blown away by the numbers? Because I couldn't believe it. I went down early because I was like, I want to make sure I get parking. I don't want to miss any of it. And I was trying to do some rough math, but Brianne, how many people do you think showed up for this?
We were thinking somewhere between 400 and 500. The Saturday before, my Jessica was like, we should probably hand out some notices in our neighbors' mailboxes just in case it's going to get busy. And I don't think we need to. But we did just in case, and we're glad that we notified our neighbors.
Mm-hmm. But what you notified them of, which was incredible, was this, and I'll play it for people, was this ceremony, because your dad could not make it to a public Remembrance Day ceremony because he's not well. And Lachlan shared this with us, put it through his socials yesterday. We played it. I was so moved by it, I was almost brought to tears because of how quiet it was in front of your house. What was your dad's reaction like when he came out of the house? So take us through the process of when you kind of let him in that you're going to have a Remembrance Day ceremony there for your dad, who spent 30 plus years serving the men and women of this country, who's dealing with a pretty tough cancer diagnosis. Take us through what happened when you told him, and then the lead up to the actual service, and then his experience and what he thought of it and what he said when he was there.
So I told him the night before, I said hey, what do you want to do for Remembrance Day? And he was like, just the usual, we'll go down to the cenotaph, and then if I feel well enough, then we'll go out for brunch after. And I was like, okay, well, what if I told you we're not actually going to do that because we have something special planned? And he was like, oh, okay. And then after what we do, after we do our thing, then we'll go down to the cenotaph and do the Remembrance Day down there. And I'm like, no, Dad, trust me, you don't need to go down to the cenotaph tomorrow. And he was like, oh, okay. And he like being in the house with 3 other women, because there's me and my sister and my mom. I'm definitely going to say like he is the softest of all of us. Like he started getting teary-eyed last night, and then the morning of, he looked out, he saw the big Canada flag outside of his bedroom window, and that he was crying about that. And when he walked out and just saw like everyone coming together and setting up tables and microphones, and then when the motorcycles showed up and all the veterans, like he just he did a lot of crying yesterday. But yeah, like my sister said, like that smile did not leave his face, and it was still there this morning when he woke up. So there was nothing better that we could have done for him.
No, that sounds incredible. Maria, what did your dad say to you? Did he have some words for you guys after you did the whole, and maybe it's a private, really kind of emotional thing, but and you want to keep it to yourselves, but what did he say to you after the event? Like, when you guys are sitting around talking and you get a quiet moment, and after all the stuff's done, I'm very interested in this, because these are the great parts of the story, right?
Yeah, I mean, through the quivering lips and the quivering chin, he just couldn't stop saying how proud he was of our family and how thankful he was, and that it was just a huge gift that we gave him. And he was just very happy. He never expects much from anybody. He's such a giver, and he's one of those guys for Christmas or for birthdays, you can never figure out what to buy him. He has everything he needs. He buys whatever he needs. You can't buy this man a gift. But this was the biggest gift that we could have ever given him. Yeah. So he's very proud.
You know what? I'll say this, because I talked to Jessica about it and talked about what you guys have gone through over the last year and a half, and how numb you are just with all the news and everything that you guys have had to digest and your family's been through. And I know that day was something that you guys needed as a family, but I'll tell you, there was a lot of people in that crowd that needed what you guys did as well. I think it superseded your family, and you guys, of course, should be selfish and own what you guys did. But it was also something that there was a lot of people in that crowd that, and it's been a tough couple of years, and for a lot of people for a number of different reasons. So I want to thank you guys just personally, because it brought back for me the importance of that day. Right. I stopped going to Remembrance Day ceremonies when my grandmother passed away. And that kind of reminded me that day is important, and I should be going, or at least be going to the Legion, after the
to have 74 beers. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a day you two will never forget. You put that special day together for your dad. Like I said, watching him smile the entire day and stuff, and those tears, those are tears of joy, obviously, and you two are to be commended for that. And to reiterate what Locke said, it was special for everyone, not just your dad. Like, it was, I think everybody needed that come togetherness after all the stuff we've been through. So congrats.
Yeah, it impacted me. Just looking at the video and wanting to be part of that moment, because you see what it's about. It's about the people. It's not about the day, right? It's about the individuals that sacrifice and their families who have sacrificed. And I want to thank both of you ladies for being here today. Jessica and Brianne, daughters of Warrant Officer Mike Downey. And listen, he's in our thoughts and our prayers. And if it's any indication, the job and the man that your dad was by the young ladies who sit in front of us today, your dad's a hero, and proud to have been able to talk to you. And I wish you and your family nothing but the best and all the strength in the world. So thank you, ladies, for being here.
By the way,
Thank
can
you
I
so
mention
much.
one quick little
welcome.
thing? Because Mike needs some help in the house. And there's a renovation of the bathroom that is rather costly. So I believe the Veterans Association Food Bank, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jessica, is helping you guys maybe raise some funds to help you guys do the bathroom up, where the Veterans Association sort of maybe fell short on that. And so if we go to the Veterans Association Food Bank, we can throw a couple bucks at that project.
Yeah, so I think what they're doing, well, first of all, I just wanted to say that like John Kennedy from the Veterans Food Bank Association was just amazing to work with him. And he got really emotional when he found out that my parents had been fighting with Veterans Affairs about, getting a bathroom that's going to be accessible to him should he have to use a wheelchair or need assistance. That was really hard for him to just like wrap his head around. So yesterday he announced that he would be taking monetary donations to help them, cover some of the costs of that renovation. And literally it took him 20 minutes and he had $2,000, just over $2,000.
Wow.
And then he said, I want you to email me the quote for the bathroom. And he's like, we're going to do the best we can to cover the rest of the costs. So yeah, I believe you can go onto their website and send in a donation through their website, and then you'll just want to make sure that you tag it in the notes section that it's for the bathroom renovation or Mike Downey or whatever, so that they can make sure that those funds stay separate. But like it was just one of those other things that happened yesterday that just made it even better, and it kept getting better and better and better. Like there were some guys that he spent a lot of time with 40 years ago, and they got up to speak. And I think it's really important that, like you go to a funeral and everyone says like, he was so this, he was so that, he was so funny, I think of this time and that time, but you never it's not often that you get to have people like that were very close to my dad stand up, tell him like, these are the things I remember about you. These are the funny stories. This is what I think of you. And I think it's really important to do that while people are still alive instead of waiting until they're gone, right? To cover all of those just important stories and tell them how much they mean to you. And I think that's really important for everyone that was there yesterday to see, and everybody who watched the live on my personal Facebook page. I think that it ended up touching so many people, and especially after the last 2 years that we've had, it's been a nice reminder that like just bare bones, it didn't cost us anything to put that on. It was nothing but like kindness and helping hands put that together. And yeah, I still don't have like all the words to describe how amazing it was. Yeah.
Powerful. It's powerful, and you're getting more help in our comment section. Christy works at a lumber yard in Edmonton. She said she can get you discounted lumber and framers and people to help out. So we're going to put you in touch with Christy because we know Christy pretty well. She's been on the show. We've got a couple others, a guy named Scott. We're going to put you in touch with a few other people here as well. But a well taken quote, well taken statement is that you want to appreciate the people that you love as they are here. It's called live appreciation. And it's funny because a buddy of mine, we were talking about this the other day because, we appreciate people on Twitter after the fact. And we're like, thoughts and prayers, which is telling people what they're worth to you while they're here is super important. And we don't do it enough. And I really appreciate you bringing that up because when you hear these things, you think about how buoyed your dad was yesterday, hearing that he made a difference in people's lives and he was appreciated, and the difference it made with you. And just to say, hey, listen, that was branded in my memory yesterday. And we should do more of this. And you're 100% correct, Jessica.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, who knows? A day like yesterday maybe that just what yesterday did for him might even buy us some more time, right? Mm-hmm. Because it's just, they say that cancer is slower to spread when you're just not stress ridden and, like always having negative thoughts and stuff like that. So I think, I like to think that maybe just the way that he felt yesterday and how he's going to continue to feel from yesterday just might buy us a little bit of extra time with him.
Mm-hmm. Well, listen, absolutely, and all of these things go together, and the experience and what it means to you guys means something to us, and I'm really thankful and grateful that you guys shared your story with us, and that you had such a wonderful experience. And I'm glad your dad had a fucking great day yesterday. Like I am really, really glad you guys had a great day with your dad.
Yeah,
so we'll let you go.
we all had a great night, and there was a lot of hungover people this morning because we definitely celebrated. I've had 2 Gatorades already, so
Yeah, is that why you got the shades on and the toque? It's like you know what that is? Yeah, you know what that is? That's the drunk soccer mom look. I love it. I think it's a great look.
I texted Brianne. I'm like, I'm wearing my sunglasses because, like, I don't know if people are gonna be able to see what I look like. So I'm wearing my sunglasses. I'm gonna go sit outside so nobody questions me.
Well, listen, I know Brianne split. We'll let you go.
Thank your,
I know you got
thank
a
your
family to
sister
get to.
for
Thank
us,
you.
okay?
Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Well done.
All right,
Well,
we'll talk to you soon. There you go.
Thanks so much,
Everybody's
guys.
excited.
Take care.
You're welcome. Thank you. Take care. You know how to donate. Do so. What was the name of that thing again, Locke?
It's the Veterans Association Food Bank. They've got a webpage, and it's there's a donation button on it. I know because we just did a charity drive for them, and we put our money through that. And we went through ATB as well, which, by the way, I just found out is they throw some extra funds on top of all charitable donations. So,
do they really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's just an Alberta thing or what, but yeah. I think we made an extra $162 or something for this charity thing that we did for them. So
that's like 2 days worth of beer for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
3, maybe if you stretch it.
I do need to pump the brakes. I've been going pretty hard this last week. Yeah. I was at the Costco liquor store. I got the 48 pack on Saturday, and last night Jimmy and I were into the bottom of it already, and I'm like, that's way too fast. Like, I'm gonna need 2 bridge packs next week.
Well, then that's the thing, is that it's no longer a bridge pack if you're getting just like another 48. That's just another 4. You've added 48 beers to your week, right? That's all you've done. But you share, right? You gave some Jimmy yesterday.
I did give Jimmy
really
a couple.
Nice. Yeah. How are you guys? Man, oh man, that was a weird way to start. It was kind of a heavy way to start, but I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
I wanted to get it in. Really happy that Jessica was here. Happy Brianne was here as well. And a wonderful day yesterday. I know that I enjoyed myself watching all the Pipers play and you being down at the Legion, which is a lot of fun, but we got some business to take care of. I do want to say this before we do anything, and it's just a quick aside, and it's got nothing to do with anything. I have never been incontinent in my life, but I'm pretty sure Google knows I'm 48 because these ads keep appearing. Oh, not those ads. These ads keep appearing every time I Google something. I wanted to take a picture of this today.
Wow.
This is, yeah, I am now getting, and I've never Googled like, where can I buy Depends undergarments? I've never Googled incontinence.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wanted to ask you because I thought maybe Ryan could shed some light on it. Why the fuck am I getting personalized ads for diapers for men? Like, what is happening here?
The only thing I can think of is A, you're right. It probably knows it's got an age profile on your Google account somehow.
Yeah.
And B, I don't know, maybe somebody's fucking with you and sending
me this stuff.
Well, I don't know about that's a targeted ad, so I'm going to say that's going to be age related. And
I was upset.
Yeah, I would be too.
Like, is there a chance it was just completely random that it happened to you?
I would have been so angry I would have pissed myself.
I don't even think like Google doesn't do anything random. Like nothing, right?
No.
Like, it's all targeted. It's all targeted shit. So when I saw this,
Jennifer
and I saw
Miller,
it once.
She's got a good point. You mentioned underwear.
I was just going to say the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you talk about underwear every day.
It's probably what it is.
Yeah, but I talk about the underwear every day. I don't write about underwear every day.
Have you
honestly don't think that they're listening?
Yeah. Have you never had that where you had a conversation with somebody and then later that day you saw an ad about
it? We tested it.
It's
3
a
or
thing.
4 times on the show where we'll just put our phone down beside us and we'll talk about something. We'll talk about cat food and then wait 10 minutes, go to your Instagram, and you'll have an ad for cat food. Dude, they're fucking listening.
Yeah.
What?
You've never done this?
No, I've never done this. That's the first I've heard about it. And the only reason why I brought it up is because I was like, holy fuck, I'm getting like ads for male diapers. For people that piss themselves at night.
You do the tag on every podcast every day. You talk about underwear, boom, it's hearing you. Your
There it
phone's
is.
Come
hearing
on.
you. You're getting ads.
Get
Absolutely.
out of here.
Yeah.
Why is there no
Now
definitive
you
proof
know
of that?
why
Where-
we need to find Mark Zuckerberg and kill him.
and
Jesus. It's pretty harsh, Lock.
that is a little harsh, yeah. But it's not Zuckerberg doing it. Like, this is coming through if it's coming through my phone, then my phone's listening to my conversations.
Yeah.
And where is that going? Is it going to Zuckerberg? Is it going to Google? Is
All
Apple in
algorithms.
on it? Like, how the fuck is this even happening? Because I've never once.
I need cat food. I don't even have a cat, but I need cat food. I like eating cat food. I'm going to go check on this. Remind me in 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
There will be an ad for fucking cat food on my.
I find this to be problematic. And
We're
I got
Yeah,
talking-
no, we've had this issue. We've
Bonzi?
noticed
True.
it.
We're
Bonzi,
talking
you've
about
noticed
those
it?
electric scooters here, and we were sitting around the table the other day, and I've been bombarded with fucking ads for electric scooters lately. Oh, great deal on this, and they know where
Really?
you are too. Yep.
Yeah, because this one came with like a thing, like if you're looking, it didn't say this, but it might as well have. Hey, big fella, if you piss yourself at night, go get these at No Frills. Like, it had a thing about where you could get them. That's when you're in trouble, right?
At least
Is
he's
when
trying to
you're-
save you money.
Yeah.
Or a
I
poor
just
pensioner
assume-
that pisses his pants.
Wow, that's problematic for me. If my phone's listening to me having conversations, then it's like sending me ads.
You don't say.
Yeah, I do say. I do say. I just don't. Well, where's the definitive proof that it happens? Is there like a study? Is there a news story from a reputable source that you could
I've
point
read
to?
it.
and go,
Very
"Your
difficult.
phone's
Yeah, I'll
listening to
find
you."
it and send it to you, Dean, because
I
I've
find
read
it very
it.
difficult to believe that you don't know about this right now.
I don't.
That this is new information to you. We've known this for years.
And there's actually a really good tech article out there on how to actually protect yourself and change your settings on your phone.
The problem
it can't-
is you kill everything else. Like, a lot of apps run from the microphone. So as soon as you do that, all your geo settings and anything that needs your location, because you can kill it, then your phone is dummied, right?
Yep.
Jennifer points out, you made mention of it. You talk about Gitch with a pouch. Yes, I do. Interesting. Clay's like, me and friends spoke about clothing before. Then ads popped up. It's crazy. That's
It is.
fucking weird.
Scary shit.
Seems to happen
this
all
is
the
a
time.
thing,
If you
man.
search or talk about something, yeah, I know the search. Like, I know if I Google things, that's why I use a Brave browser, because I'm like,
You
fuck
don't even
Google.
need
I
to
don't-
Google anything anymore, and it'll
That's
pop
what
up, dude.
I was talking to my friend's wife about breastfeeding once. Then I had ads for breastfeeding bras.
Hey,
That's
hey,
from Brad.
Why is Brad talking to his friend's wife about breastfeeding?
Jeez.
It's hot.
Where's his
After
friend?
Bonzi's, look at this. After Bonzi's Skullet podcast, I now get ads for men's shavers, and I am not searching those out.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a public service.
If any of them want to
Don't be like
advertise on the
Bonzi.
show. Yeah.
Do you have Google Home? I do. I do have Google Home, but it's upstairs. I do have Alexa, but it's not connected to the internet. I use it as a speaker because now I'm fucking paranoid. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
when I saw that ad, I was like, oh my God, what happens if they're listening to every single one of my conversations, including noises that don't sound like conversations a couple times a week? Like, what happens? Do you know what I mean?
Instagram is the worst one. Like,
Well, it's
that-
Facebook.
and Facebook, but
Well, Facebook is Instagram, same company.
So how is Facebook listening to us?
microphone in your phone.
When
And
you-
they have
you-
access to it?
engaged.
Explain
Yeah,
how
you-
it works, Ryan. What's the
You
idea?
give the minute you download those apps, you give it
Yeah.
permission to access your pictures, your
Yeah.
camera. It can actually activate your camera in the permissions that you give it, that you don't read, and it also has access to your microphone. And they also
And
talk
your-
about in
and
those
your
terms
porn
of service. Yeah, terms of service will dictate they're allowed to collect data and use it.
Yeah.
And we just sign our life away when we download this shit. And
I got an example. We
Okay.
were talking about Walmart this morning, and I got Walmart ads on my Instagram. We were talking about a guy that was caught in the news, caught beating off in the Walmart parking lot.
I swear to God, I thought that was Jimmy running on your phone.
Some guy
costume.
got caught beating
Whacking
off
off.
in a Walmart parking lot.
In
Again?
the St. Albert parking lot of
Again?
the Walmart, and I've got Walmart ads which I have not seen yet. I've got them, and they popped up this morning.
APOC there in the comments has a good point as well. It also geolocates you if you have your geo services on and you're near one of the people that are targeted to you. It'll post ads to you while you're near their stores. So it's pretty crazy. It's freaky.
Holy fuck! I don't like that.
I know.
It's funny because I'm just starting to get into this. I really don't. Like, I don't want to be walking by a liquor store and have someone go, "Hey, buddy, hey, I know you haven't drank for 4 years, but head in there and grab a bottle of vodka."
It's like man, that guy
I have booze ads constantly on my social media.
Like the guy in the shiny purple coat out front of the Zanzibar handing you pamphlets. Hey, buddy, come on, buddy.
That's fucking unbelievable to me. And it's funny because I'm very, like, I know some things. I know a lot of things about a couple things. I know some things about some things, and there's some things I know nothing about. This is one of those things where I just actively and blindly put my faith in tech, and I go, I think it's pretty illegal. I don't think they're allowed to listen to my conversations. And they're like, no, we're not, but the tech is. That's what I'm getting out of this is like, no. We're not paying attention to your conversations. The conversations are being picked up, triggering an algorithm, and that algorithm then sends a note. It's like, hey, I heard someone in this house at this area code at this IP address talking about underwear. So let's inundate him with as many different underwear ads as you can find. That I fucking have a major problem with.
See, I'm on the other side of everybody because everybody, as soon as like you, and is rightfully so, it's your privacy. That's totally up to you. I'm the other way around, and I've said this to Ashley so many times because she gets freaked out by it too. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't have anything to hide. Go ahead, make my life more convenient for me and show me shit. Because if I'll get an Amazon ad we were talking about spices the one day, like Clubhouse, like they come in those big buckets. Next thing you know, there was a big bucket of Clubhouse spices in my Amazon ads. I'm like, oh fuck, it's on sale too. How convenient, and I bought it. So I'm the opposite. I like it. I don't care.
You're the reason why they keep doing it.
Good,
because it works.
Yeah,
fucking right, it does, and yeah.
And that's why they do it, and that's why it works. Because, and I would say a majority of people, Dean, you and I are the same age. Where when I found out about this, I was like, "What? Why aren't we rioting in the streets? Like, what's going on?"
We put a lot of false sense of importance in our privacy. I think nowadays, and it's very, very exaggerated. I find
that our like the millennials,
like vaccine passports,
like Grant, for instance, on the show, he doesn't care. He's like, I don't give a shit. I know they're listening. I've known for years. I don't care. Right? Like, I guess it's a mindset, right?
Yeah, but it's a mindset, but it's like a soft mind fuck at the same time. You know what I mean?
It is crazy that they're listening. They are physically listening to the shit that you're saying in your home
to sell us stuff.
Yes,
they're listening so that they can sell us stuff.
And all we do, Dean, is get more and more wired. They got those home things, those Alexas or whatever. Like
they want to know.
And you don't think those things aren't tracking you? Fuck me. Those things are like, I refuse to have one of those in my house. That's never happening.
You're not having a Google Home in your house? Yeah, I know. They terrify me too. You know what really bothers me? And I'll tell you this, is that sometimes I get this like note on the front of my laptop because I'm on my computer like 15 hours a day. I get a note. It's like, your screen is being observed. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Who's observing my screen?
That's a spam thing.
No, I looked at it, and it's legitimately a third party looking at me on my computer, looking at like they have my IP address. I asked the guy I work with at Envision. His name's George. He's a fucking ninja. I'm like, what is this? He's like, oh yeah, so you somehow clicked a thing on a permission thing in your computer where you're like, yeah, you can look at me on my computer moving my mouse around and stuff like that. Legitimately, that
who
that
would you
happened.
have given that to?
I have no idea. Daily Mail.
That's
CNN.
That's freaky.
Raw Story.
I've never seen that.
TSN. I mean, all of it. It's funny because, and it happens all the time. It'll say your screen, dude. It's happening right now.
No,
Dean, no, that there's something wrong with that. You can't.
Look at that. Your screen is being observed right at the top.
Wow, I've never seen that.
Yeah,
before.
no, there's you've got a breach of some sort, man. That's
I
not
got
cool.
a fucking breach, all right. Some guy sent me like underwear that I can piss myself in today, and I'm 48, and I got embarrassed. I was like, "Fuck, there's a breach."
Do you use it? As
I
a PM, Dean?
actually honestly thought about
Yeah.
golfing in those. I don't know why, but I shit myself golfing like 1 in 5 times. I have no idea, but I've got a box of Depends. I've talked about it enough on the air that people send me Depends now, and I'm thinking of wearing them golfing. If they're supportive, I might just start doing that.
You actually bought a box of Depends?
I bought them for a joke for a bit we were doing. I can't remember what.
That's what I would say too.
But
if I bought a
Right.
box of Depends,
Exactly.
yeah,
But
bought
I
them for a
actually
joke.
we just got some from Rob the Dick because we were talking about the last time we pooed ourselves.
How does everybody in your universe have a first name and then an explainer as their last name?
They're listening.
Army Chris, Rob the Dick, Positive Mike, Asshole Jim, Moist Janice.
What do they call you, Locke, behind your back? Do you know?
No, I don't get nicknames. Like I did. We've talked about this. I was Crotch in high school.
Right.
Yeah, because my last name, I guess somehow there's a connection. And but I played sports a lot. I played a lot of like high school sports, right? So we had a Trent Dick and a Jason Reneker. So I was on their line in volleyball, and Mr. Olfert, the volleyball teacher, used to call us the anatomy line. So we were rectum, dick, and crotch. Wow. So he'd send
Can't
us
do that anymore in high school.
No.
Yeah.
Nice fella.
I'd like to turn our attention to Austria. I know it's weird, just in the middle of the conversation, turning our attention to Austria. Did you see what they did today? I fucking laughed my dick off. I laughed my dick off.
Do you think this is going to start happening a bit more?
I don't know.
I think it is.
Let me read this to you. This just happened today. If you're an anti-vaxxer, you're going to fucking hate this, and I'm going to love it. Austria will impose a nationwide lockdown for people who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19. Did you hear that? Austria is going to impose a nationwide lockdown for people who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19, becoming the first country in the world to do so. The chancellor announced Friday. Speaking at a press conference, he said the nationwide lockdown is expected to be formally approved at a meeting on Sunday. Random checks will be carried out to ensure compliance with new restrictions. The whole fucking country, the only people that aren't allowed to move, locked down if you're not vaccinated. Quote, a lockdown for the unvaccinated means, I'm going to laugh through this, means one cannot leave one's own home unless one is going to work, shopping, or for essentials, stretching one's legs. Exactly what we all had to suffer through in 2020, he said. The lockdown for the unvaccinated has already been formally approved in Upper Austria. Had no idea there was a lower, where restrictions have also been announced for the entire population, including a legal requirement to wear a legit FFP2 mask in all indoor public places and a ban on all events for 3 fucking weeks. Wow.
I love how he threw that dagger in the end, though, of that, like we fucking went through last year, dummies. Like, that's what he's saying there. That's perfect.
Exactly what we all had to suffer through in 2020.
I honestly think, I mean,
I love it.
It's kind of scary, to be honest, because all it does is just provide more ammunition for what they're saying, right? So I think it's, as much as I don't mind it, it's also dangerous. It's also gonna,
Is it?
the
Like, I was
10%
thinking
that are
about
gonna
it today
bitch?
because, like, listen, we've got like a couple of big populations. Like Canada's with 35 million people, 340 million people in the United States. That would never happen in the United States because they got 500 million fucking guns and they can shoot them at anybody they want, right? Like, they're a bunch of crazy bastards down there. They legitimately value their ability to die from this more than they value, if that's what they choose, more than they value actually living. Like, that's, and it's okay. I get that part. Here in Canada, you can do this. You could literally do this, and it would without question. And I was talking to Dr. Mario today. I'm like, what is this all about? He goes, it's about fucking getting serious. Like, if you did this in Canada, we would be at COVID. What the fuck was that? in like a month. If we decided to say, hey, listen, if you're not vaccinated, you're not leaving your fucking house. You're not allowed. Also, you're not allowed to go to the movies at all. I don't even give a fuck if you've got a negative test. Doesn't matter. Also not allowed to go to a restaurant. I went to a restaurant last night for the first time.
Doing it.
Showed them my Vax passport. I was really excited. Guys behind me, no Vax passport. Boom, they got booted. And I was like, fuck, good. I feel good about this. But you've got a whole country that says everybody has the same rules if you got vaccinated. If you didn't, the same rules if you didn't get vaccinated. But those rules are risk oriented, right? So if you want to put yourself in a risk category because you're unvaccinated, boom, you stay home until you decide to get fucking vaccinated. Can't go to work. Can't go to the gym. Can't go anywhere else.
That's not true. They're allowed to go to work and they're
In
allowed
Austria?
to go grocery shop. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, essentials
But they
and
have
work.
to wear the mask the whole time. They got to wear the super
Yeah.
mask. Like it's the equivalent of the N95 mask in Europe. Is that not correct, Ryan? Pretty
Yes.
sure it is.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
But if they did that here, be over in like a month.
We've kind of already done it without really doing it.
No, we haven't.
We kind of have.
No, we haven't.
I mean, we haven't gone
There's
to the
no
point
mandate
where
in
we're
Alberta,
saying
there's no mandate in Saskatchewan. There's a shitty mandate here in Ontario where it's like, oh, I just got to use the bathroom, so the mandate doesn't count because you get to take a piss no matter what. Like, we haven't done any of that stuff. We haven't mandated masks. We haven't mandated Austria, healthcare workers, all fucking mandated. We've done none of that stuff. So, no, we have not done it. We just don't talk about it. We talk about the political advantages to picking a side, depending on who you are. But we don't talk about like, oh, well, it's the right thing to do.
we went to the Legion yesterday, got in, had to show vax, and there's people behind us that didn't get in because they are not vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean. That's Alberta. And that's if you go to the theater, you have to prove vaccination status to go see a movie.
No,
And
these
the funny
people
thing
aren't
is you have to buy a
allowed.
ticket.
These people aren't allowed to do anything other than the bare minimum. The bare minimum. And when they do it, they have to wear masks. Like they basically said, no, fuck you.
There is a difference. I understand it. But what I'm saying is we're kind of, without mandating it, we kind of have established that in Canada. You can't travel. You can't go across the borders without a vaccination. You can't go out for dinner with your family without being vaccinated. So we're kind of doing it.
Well, we're not telling a certain segment you're locked down.
No,
that's what he's saying. They're treating unvaccinated people as if there is no vaccine available.
Yep.
Right? Like that's different. That's there are a bunch of different markers in there. Bonzi, you're in the States. Half the people you meet probably unvaccinated, maybe more.
Yeah.
How do you think this would go over in the United States?
It wouldn't. They'd go absolutely bonkers.
They would.
Yeah.
Speaking of guns, they would just start shooting people.
When you talk to people down there,
More, you mean?
Are they like violent about what? I think I hit the nail on the head. It's like, listen, I'd rather have the ability to die from this than and then live. Like that's my choice, right? Like that's how much they value freedom. Like what if this happened down there and you talk to people that are dead set against it? What would that reaction be like?
There would be anarchy. There really would. I think there'd be another civil war because there's enough people down here that A, have guns and B, are so against it, and alcoholics. It would be
booze too.
Really not a good situation. That's why I don't think you'll ever see it happen here. Now, that being said, there's things you have to be vaccinated for. I'm going to see Our Lady Peace in a couple of weeks. You're not allowed to that show without showing a vaccination passport. So there are certain things down here that you're not going to be able to go to if you're not vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there's also places and people putting on shows for unvaccinated people. Like what's that comedian what's his name? Jim Brewer's doing that, where he's
he's a fucking douche.
Yeah, he's an idiot. But so there's no continuity, and you're right, Dean. It's that again, that false importance on their freedom.
Yeah.
Which everybody has. We have it. We have freedom too, like it's
Jim
just
Brewer came out of the AA thing, right? Has a religious that's what that is. That's
I came out of the AA thing too, and I don't feel any of that. Yeah, he's fucked. I love that video he put out. It's like, you know what? I'm never playing a show again unless it's fully unvaccinated. I'm like, you're around still?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has that much money to pull that off? Like,
no, he doesn't. He doesn't. It's all a big fucking joke. Speaking of jokes, and I said this to someone yesterday. I'm like, all these people, and we're laughing about the lockdown of unvaccinated people. I laugh at it now because it's like, fuck, I'm done fighting with you
What
people.
can you do? Yeah.
You can't.
2 years.
There's one that's bothering me, and it's the Premier of Ontario's daughter. We haven't talked about this week, and this happened early on in the week. She put this tweet on her Instagram account. And again, you don't want to get vaccinated? No problem. You want to be an asshole about it and get in people's way and be a fucking piece of shit? Then I got a problem. Case in point, Premier Ford's daughter, her name's Christina Haynes. Krista Ford Nee Haynes. She married this absolutely juiced out cop named Ernie, or H Train. We had him on earlier in the week. She puts this up on her Instagram feed. It's the definition for being a slave or enslaved. And this is all about the vaccine. She puts up says, I feel enslaved, basically. I wonder if Google's going to rewrite the definition of being a slave. So in this IG post, as she's done for like months,
Oh my God.
she is saying that the idea that she has to get vaccinated, she's identifying with people who were enslaved, slaves, black people, slaves, human trafficking. She thinks that this is as tyrannical, this is as evil. Getting a vaccine for the best interest of society is she's likening her plight to the plight of these guys. This is being enslaved. These are slaves. These guys are enslaved. This is getting vaccinated. That's not a slave. That's someone getting vaccinated. This is a slave. That is someone who is enslaved and beaten for it and didn't have the freedom of choice, freedom of life, freedom of movement, freedom at all. This is not being enslaved. This is a lingerie football player trying to make the lingerie football team, Krista Ford.
That's just it's an entitled, privileged white person being as privileged and entitled as they can be.
Do they realize how offensive it is?
No.
That they don't, eh? Like it is so offensive to me that they say these things. Like I get it. I've also got to the point now where I'm trying not to get stressed out about some of this stuff, but I mean, Dean, taking a cue from you here, like some things you just have to laugh at, but
there's no other alternative for me.
And
maybe
it's the attention they get, like, because we've talked about the narcissistic traits where it doesn't matter what kind of attention is, it's any attention, because they just crave being paid attention to. So somebody's flipping out on them, right? Like we were in that Twitter battle with that guy earlier in the week over Ryan, over his numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ingram. And that guy is going on and bringing in suicide and Ryan, none of his numbers have anything to do with suicide. This guy got blocked by Ryan Ingram and he's pissed off. And I'm like, why are you like, what is wrong with you?
Dude, and it's
you
like
don't
it
have
never
to
stops.
believe his numbers.
It never stops.
Ryan releases this stuff. He puts it out there. You either pay attention to it or you don't. And if you don't agree with it, that's on you.
Can't believe you put those numbers out. Fucking loser.
It's like looking at sports. It's like getting mad at sports stats.
Yeah. Fuck you and your RBI stats.
That's not my favorite team. That's fucking wrong. I don't believe that you're fake news. Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
And when you put, like, I wrote a post about Krista today or this week, like, fucking, and everybody read it. Mainstream media is not touching it, by the way, still. And I had a couple of guys from mainstream media. I won't tell you who. A couple of guys are out, a couple of guys are in, and they're like, and they told me why. And I said, why isn't anybody talking about the premier of the province's daughter who's in charge of the fucking vaccine rollout, likening herself to a slave because she is an anti-vaxxer? And he's like, you know what he said to me? He goes, there's an unwritten rule. You do not go after the premier's family. I'm like, what happens if the premier's family is just a piece of shit, just a bunch of shitheads that are passing on information? Like that is killing people, right? people that believe that are like, yeah, I'm on side. The premier's daughter probably knows a little bit more than most people because she's on the inside. So of course she knows, and people are dying because of it. People are getting sick because of it. People are getting long haul shit because of it. So I get a comment from our comment section after we post that, and this is from a guy named David Lee. There's his email address. I don't know who uses Hotmail anymore, but he does. And he says, you should go and get your 3rd and 4th vax, moron. Oh, well, we'll be rid of goofs like you when you die in the next few years from the jab. Fuckface shitbag.
Nice. Capital letters. There you go.
You know,
you can see the trigger in the actual writing right towards the end where he's like, I can't write anymore. I'm just getting in hard with fuckface and shitbag.
I'm going to crash this right into the wall. I don't. I hate this. I hate this argument because it's so fucking ignorant and stupid. How many times did people get vaccinated for polio when we were vaccinating babies for polio? Do you guys know?
I don't know how many times. I'm going to say 4 times, maybe.
Yeah, 4 times for babies, and in certain cases it was 6.
Yeah,
and it was vaccines, and they didn't call them boosters; they called them vaccines.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, the polio vaccine had an efficacy rate of like 50%. This one has an efficacy rate of like 95%.
Yeah, I think it was 60%. The efficacy rate. That's why they had to keep going back and getting another one.
Come on,
because we don't. Because these people can't read, and they're not interested in the actual history on how this shit works. They don't. Oh, well, you're going to get a 3rd one. They're just going to keep giving you more. What are you going to take 5? I'm okay. If they tell me I got to take 5, I'm taking fucking 5. That's fine.
I'm still shocked at some of the people that are like jumping into this that still pop up and rear their ugly heads on the anti-vax. Like the Aaron Rodgers thing just throws me for a loop. I am like just completely stunned by that one, and the Joe Rogan one, not that surprised. Like I mean, I kind of get that one, but there are others that are popping up. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it's fascinating too, because like when you dig into like who these people are listening to, and I know you're talking about Rogan. You know, Rogan on his show yesterday, a few minutes about how he can suck his own dick.
This was a little.
He said he probably could.
What a segue.
He can suck his own dick. That's what he said on his show. I have the video. I'll play it for you. This is with a couple of comedians. I don't listen to the show. I know one of them's Ari. Yeah. These are buddies with Bert Kreischer, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like kind of that group. And they were talking about how flexible Joe is. Well, Joe actually volunteered how flexible he is. I want to play this, and then we'll talk about it. Watch this.
You would know about manscaped.com.
I only have drugs.
How do you see what you're doing?
I only have drugs.
You get a mirror? It has a light on it.
What?
Yeah, the Manscaped.
How do you bend?
But how do you get in there? It's called a lawnmower. They have a 4.0.
Sure, get up on the table and show us.
Well, I'm very flexible.
What pose do you take? What pose? Legs?
I spread my legs apart, and I go head between the legs.
And you lift your nutsack
out of the way? Yeah, I can suck my own dick if I wanted to.
No, you cannot.
Super flexible.
You can't. No, you cannot. Bullshit.
I gotta do I've never done it. Bullshit. I just put it around my face just to know I could do it.
No, you can't. Show us through the gym.
The way he said, I've never done it.
He so backed himself out of that.
If I could get down there, I'd never leave the house.
Well, and that's what I want to talk about, because
it's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday, so why not?
This and the wheels of the bus.
All right. Well, let's talk about
this. This is
it has never occurred to me in my life to see if I can ask my own D. Never come up in my mind. Never thought about it. I'm hairless, so I don't have the same problem Joe has. So I don't have to shave my asshole or bung piece, if you like. So
you're hairless now.
I don't like totally, dude. I'm hairless everywhere. I got no hair.
Really?
I just
fair British boy.
I got no hair. I got no eyebrow hair. Yeah, I'm incredible. Yeah. I am incredible. You're British too. You probably don't have a ton of hair. You're probably one of those guys, right? Yeah, just lucky
I'm
us.
Fucking covered in hair, like I know. It's out of hand.
I take this off and it's like a sweater. Like why are you wearing a sweater at the pool?
You know,
that's the Jewish
wife beater, right? Shave it into a wife beater.
Yeah.
What was that, Locke?
He's
Jewish.
The Jewish part of you.
Jewish.
Yeah, the Jewish part of you.
Okay. I thought you said that.
We're going to unpack this. We're going to unpack this one.
But would you, even if you could, gentlemen, and if that opportunity arose and you realized in that moment that you were flexible enough? A, would you do it? And B, if you could, would you tell everybody on a podcast with like 11 million subscribers?
Okay, I'll start because out of the four of us, I am hands down the most flexible.
Yes.
I've been doing yoga now for quite some time. I've been doing it over 10 years. And I started it when I broke my tailbone. It's something that I still do quite a bit. Like I 3, 4, 5 times a week I do yoga. Mm-hmm. And I got to admit, over the years, I've become more and more flexible. And it is something that I've noticed. And I have thought about this more than a couple of times, especially if it's like a really warm class and I'm getting into it, like getting right in to
the downward dog.
I have
downward dog, and you're like, I'm close to my wiener.
I bet you. I mean, I don't think I could get my dick in my mouth, but I'm down there.
Wow, you're in the hood.
I have thought about the fact that eventually
would your
I might
tongue
be
come
able
out far enough to grab the tip lock. You think?
I might be. Oh yeah, I got a long tongue too, so I might be able to get my tongue on my dick if I'm.
So you're built for
but
it.
But the thing is, I would have to have a raging boner, and then you'd have to push it down.
Yeah.
Like it would be very difficult. The whole thing would be very hard to accomplish, right?
I know.
But I can literally, when I lie down, like when I do like a forward fold, I can drop my head right on my knees.
Damn. Bonzi?
Well, never crossed my mind. But well, sitting here thinking,
I'm shocked it hasn't crossed your mind. Yeah, I don't believe that.
Bullshit.
Listen, I've been pretty lucky since I was like 13. I've had a girlfriend, and listen, I've never had to even think about S-ing my own D, as you put it.
Yeah.
Listen, if I was trapped on an island and I was there for a long time, Tom Hanks or something, or I was in prison, maybe solitary confinement for a long time, I'd start stretching a whole lot and see if I could maybe get her in there. But as long as there's ladies on this planet, I see 0.0 reason to even attempt. And listen, I've never really been skinny, you know. That'd be a lot to get around and everything. I just can't. It's not in my wheelhouse.
This is a lot to get around. You know, the balls, the belly.
Brian,
3 balls, bit of a belly.
3 balls.
Lindley,
you're up.
If you could, would you? And if you could, would you tell anybody about it?
See, I was at one point almost 600 pounds. So I was lucky to find it, let alone try and get my mouth near it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's why it's hard to like wipe your own ass too. Like, never mind S in your own D. Just cleaning yourself up's hard.
So that was never a real priority. I don't know. You know, I've got no hangups about saying that I would or I wouldn't. I'm in the same boat that I don't think I've ever actually thought about it. If I could, would I? Not now, but maybe when I was like a horned up loser teenager, there could have been a possibility. But now it's like I'm married. I have a very loving wife, and we have a very good relationship. It's not something that I would need to do. And even if I did, would I go out and fucking tell everybody? Absolutely not.
That's the thing.
That's something you do at home.
I can guarantee you guys, if I ever accomplish that feat, I will let you know immediately.
I know you would.
I probably will call all of you separately.
Can you please wait on this lock?
Guys, I just want you to know something. I did S my own D last night, and it was great.
Clock, it's 3 a.m.
This message and let you know.
Listen,
thanks a lot.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
Here's the question.
I don't think I could. I'm pretty.
If you could, would
all
you finish?
Kidding aside, there's no way I would be able to suck myself off to the climax. There's just no way. It would be too weird. Like, I'm not that weird. I would definitely, if I could get it there, I would try. Like,
Would any of the would you have any hangups of like the fact that you're not gay and like it's a physical, technically like a physically gay act?
It's a dick in your mouth.
Would there be a hang up?
I got no hang-ups on that. I just
good for
like,
you.
And that's what I'm thinking too. When it comes to the other way, like I don't think I'd have a problem. My only problem when people like, oh, you ever thought about being gay? And I'm like, ew, God no. And it's not the physicality part of it. It's the emotion. I couldn't imagine hanging out with a dude, like having that sort of relationship with a guy. It's like, just like
I'm the opposite way. I would rather hang out with guys. It's just I got a problem when it comes to
no.
the
I mean
balls
like
and
the
wiener.
emotion, like on an emotional scale. Like I could never hold another man's hand and call him honey.
I can't hold anybody's hand. Holding hands is like the worst thing in the world. It's like a chain. You want to put a leash on me? Hold my hand. Go ahead, try it. I'm not doing it. I don't care who you are, guy or girl. Yeah, I won't do it. I had a conversation with someone the other day. They're like, you're not about the hugging and the cuddling, eh? And I'm like, fuck no.
I have a tough time with it as well.
Yeah. Well, let's sit here and invade each other's space. Let's do it. That's the same thing. It's the same problem I have with the wiener. Doesn't necessarily mean you like guys, but the second you get that thing in there, I think you can go either way. And if that's what you want to do it. Lock. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful.
Said, I'm not.
You might experience it and go, you know what? I don't mind this. And you might head down to the bus stop.
I'm not actively pursuing it. I have thought about it.
You are now.
I've been down there going, my chin is like not that far away from my dick. Like I have had that thought.
Wow.
I am an outrageously flexible individual. I have been my whole life. Right.
Congratulations.
Well, for science, we'd like to know.
Yeah. Listen, just give it a go.
Just let us know if it was a possibility, yes or no.
Fonzie's not thinking about it because he's like me. Ryan's not thinking about it because he's like me. You're thinking about it every time you do yoga. You might as well give it a go.
Not every time.
Give it a try.
Just kick off your hot yoga pants and give her a go. See if it happens.
That way you can close the book on yes or no.
Your balls, as legendarily long as they are, you might be able to teabag yourself in the process of blowing yourself.
There's a better chance I get a ball in my mouth, actually, if we're really being honest. Because I honestly don't think
sucking the tip.
I don't think I could get hard. Like I don't think I could have an erection while I'm
be able to do it.
While I'm in yoga trying to bend down. Like, but yeah, maybe. And like I've told you guys,
get the porn going in the background. You'll
on
get
a humid
hard.
day, they dip in the water, so I could definitely. It's got to be a humid day, though.
I noticed you had some fun at work today, too, by the way.
Oh, my God.
Are we showing this video?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We're taking a little bit of heat for the video.
Are you getting in trouble?
I've seen it. It's awesome.
I got to tell you, and we're an honest podcast. I don't know that I would have done this. I think this is the kind of thing that you would get, you get more hate for, even though it's innocuous and he wanted to do it. I'll tell you a story about that in a second, but let me play the video. So let's just key this up. You were trying to go viral, Locke. Is that correct?
Well, okay. So a lot of what we do is making fun of, like, for instance,
let's just play it. You're struggling. You're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna fuck it up. This is Jimmy. Lachlan and his co-hosts are trying to go viral because there was another radio station that did this, and it actually did go viral, even though it was a complete joke. And they set it up. Locke and his friends did the same thing. But I want you to watch. This is called the ping pong challenge.
Where you have
to catch a ping pong ball in your mouth, but these aren't ping pong balls, as you'll be able to see. Lachlan mixed in about 30 eggs with the ping pong balls, and Jimmy was on the business end of all of these things. So here's the video. If you haven't seen it, it's my favorite video of the year. Probably watch this.
This is the locker room. I'm Lachlan Cross.
Grant.
We got Jimmy down the stairwell, and this is our attempt to try to go viral.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
So it's the ping pong challenge. What you're supposed to do is he's supposed to catch one of these ping pong balls in his mouth.
If he does,
we're gonna give him a case of beer.
Okay.
Jimmy.
All right, Jimmy, are you ready?
You're just gonna throw eggs at me.
Okay. No.
Okay.
You're gonna throw eggs at me. No. Did you see Jimmy? Look at little Jimmy. Look at him sitting there.
Okay. No.
Poor
We
dude.
got ping pong balls for you. Yeah. All right? And if you catch a ping pong ball in your mouth, we'll buy you a case of beer. Okay? Show me the ping pong ball. There.
Man, we just unleashed.
Look at this.
Right off the helmet.
Here comes this
one. In the face.
Oh, there's just ping pong balls left. Did you catch one? Try to catch it.
Try and catch it.
Did you catch one?
Oh my god!
My favorite
Stuff
line
that you guys do to
My
that
favorite
poor
line.
fella.
My favorite. My
After
favorite
he goes,
line.
it hurts. It hurts. And then Jimmy's like, Locke's like, did you catch one? He just got like two right in the face.
Who cleaned up the mess? You make him clean it up too.
I did. No,
Here's
no,
the next
I-
line.
I cleaned
Here's the end of it. It's only a couple seconds left, but watch this.
You owe us a case of beer. Wait me. I'm not cleaning this shit up.
The Locker Room.
Brought to you by Always Plumbing and Heating.
Weekday mornings on 95.7 Cruise FM.
Brought to you by Always Plumbing and Heating.
There's always plumbing and heating. No,
They're our
what's
show
going on?
sponsor. Oh, I've met Glenn. Glenn, they got a great sense of humor. They love our show.
How was the reaction from upstairs? What was the reaction
Well-
like in the management circle?
We told management
fuck,
we were doing it, and we explained what we were doing, and we told them we were going to chuck eggs at Jimmy. Jimmy knew about it, and his first reaction was, "You can't do it at work." And I was like, "But see that stairwell, the paint on it is like an inch thick, and it's so much easier to clean up." Like, so I said, "Well, if we do it, we'll clean up. I promise, I'll clean it up." And he goes, "Okay, just do it. Don't do it during business hours. You're gonna get me in shit." So we came in, like, we got up this morning at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and Jimmy and I went down and set up for it. And then I cleaned it up afterwards with like paper towel, and then I brought like water and everything out. Yeah,
That's not the fallout I'm asking about it. Like, if there's no context to that, like if you don't know that Jimmy's in on it and he's agreed to it, I imagine you probably got some people go, "What are you doing to that poor little person?"
Oh yeah, that happens. Right? That happens every day,
daily.
Like,
yeah,
that happens daily. So we expect it now. The thing is, though, like if you meet Jimmy, you want to throw eggs at him. And is it funny if it's me down there? No, it's not. It's not. And is it funny if it's Grant? No. It has to be Jimmy. Right?
You don't pay that guy enough.
No, I know we don't.
Literally.
Like literally, if I could, I'd double his salary right now.
No kidding.
Yeah, honestly, I swear to God, and I fight for him to get more money all the time because
As you
he's
should.
literally our fucking show, right? Like it's so good, it's just brilliant.
Fuck, it is. Is he okay? Is he all right?
He was annoyed because he was like, "Why are you throwing him so hard?" Like that was after the fact. He goes like, "You guys are trying to kill me." So he was pissed about how hard we were throwing the eggs, and we were like, "We just wanted to make sure they broke." And then the other issue was he brought
sure they broke.
He brought a change of clothes, but he forgot to bring a change of like shoes. So by 9 o'clock in the morning, as we did it at like 4:30 in the morning, by 9 o'clock in the morning, you could smell Jimmy was starting to ripen a little bit, and then I didn't take him
More
home.
than usual.
So he was annoyed that he would have to go on the bus. He's like, people are going to be pissed. They got to sit next to a rotten egg smelling midget. So he was a little upset about that. We threw his clothes out too. That shirt and those pants. I just threw them in a bag. I'm like, you want them? Because you got to clean them right away. And he goes, no, just throw them out.
Well, look at the shirt. Look at the shirt that he's wearing.
It's a little.
That kills me. The off-size Labatt 50 shirt, right? Look at it.
Yeah,
like that's a man right there. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at that
He's
kid.
got such a shit locker on him now that any shirt with a saying on it, right? Like it doesn't actually.
He loses the saying.
Yeah, you can't read the whole saying, right?
People love his hard hat too. The hard hat is a nice touch.
Well, I didn't want. He's got a shunt, right? So we didn't want to hurt the head, right? So he's got he's got protective eye gear. It's safety first, right? With the locker.
Yeah. I noticed the red flag and that everything was called off the minute that helmet fell off. Absolutely. That's when it rained pure fucking egg terror. Was when his helmet came off and it just boom, 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 boom.
The only regret I have is we didn't.
His face. And it looks like it's almost coming out of his nostrils. And you're just
at one point. Yeah.
You owe us a case of beer, Jimmy. as it's like literally dripping off his face and he can barely breathe.
If you guys have any other suggestions on videos that we can try to duplicate, let me know. Like
you should have him throw shit at you from now on. I do want to say this is that the funniest part of this video to me is where you throw a ping pong ball down there and he literally has a fucking meltdown. Like, and this is pre-egg. This is pre-50 eggs hitting him in the face. This is it. Watch. This is it. This is incredible to me.
He almost fell over.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look at. That's one ping pong ball. Look at him. Oh, and here come the eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy.
And it's not like they're just lobbing them down either. Full wind up. Now pitching for 95.7 Cruise FM, Lockley Cross.
Who landed the most eggs? You or Grant?
I think we were sort of split down the middle. Although the face one was Grant's. I did tell him because Grant, whenever we do anything like this, Grant always aims at his nuts. I'm like, wear a cup because Grant's gonna try to fucking hit you in the balls. So we bought him a cup, like a hockey cup, a couple of years ago because
stuff.
We canned him a couple of times. So I went to the United Sports just up and bought him up like a sack protector. So he wears that in all our videos now.
You say that locker
like
on
you
him
said, safety first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Goya is protecting his nuts from that angle. He's okay.
It's a good point.
So, yeah. It's true. Listen, if you can't see your dick when you're naked, you can take a full shot in the front. It's kind of the rules, right? You know that, don't you?
I was just going to say, if you'd like somebody to verify that, I will tell you that's true.
It's true. You would not. That's the only great part about when you were like 500-600 pounds. Is that when
you literally tipped the scales at 600 pounds?
Almost, yeah. Yeah, it was between 550 and 6. The problem was actually finding a scale that would actually scale me. So
yeah, you'd have to go to the Sky Dome and
what we did. We had a really heavy coworker at a radio station I used to work at, and what we did is we took him to the dump. We put him in the truck. We weighed it, then we weighed the truck without him to get his weight.
How much?
And he was 550.
550.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Because he said the same thing. We were going to weigh him. And he goes, you guys can't weigh me. There's no fucking scales around that'll weigh me. And he used to walk down the halls and his ass would like. So then we came up with the dump idea.
Nothing like having to go to the dump.
And you would see him on his Bronco, driving his Bronco.
Botsy. Yeah. There's seriously. Like if you go to the dump to get a weight measurement, you've got that's a red flag.
There's
maybe there's some things I should be sorting out.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that was probably one of the things that turned things around for you, Hans, where you're like, the scales that they make for humans don't apply to me anymore. I'm gonna have to go to the zoo.
Big one.
Yeah.
When clothes don't fit. Clothes, you can't buy clothes normally anymore. Yeah, it's usually that's a big sign. It says maybe I should do something about that.
Yeah. Well, either way.
And everyone always
happy
says you're one of the few honest fat guys I've met. I'll talk to like a big guy and go, well, what is it, the eating? Like, what? No, I don't eat a lot. But then you go to Wendy's with them and they have like 3 Baconators. And
I don't always do that. Just now, because
I love the 3 Baconators, the poutine fries, or the chili on the fries, and then the Diet Coke. That was the one that always killed me. It was always a Diet Coke.
You got to watch your sugar.
Yeah.
3 Baconators.
I didn't have any problems telling anybody because what? I'm gonna lie? Fuck, there's photos
Some
of it.
people do, right?
But now if I even think about it, like it's crazy. It's like I can't even get through like a Big Mac or a Baconator and fries. Ashley eats my fries every time. If we ever do eat fast food, I get through 6 French fries, and then it's a big joke. It's like here's your 2 orders of fries. Meanwhile, she's 118 pounds and doesn't gain a fucking pound because she's an asshole.
To piss you off. To piss you off.
Oh my god!
Like yeah.
She eats like an animal.
Yeah,
animal.
I know.
And not a fucking ounce. Not an ounce.
I know. Yeah, it sucks when you see other people and you're like, because last night I had some friends. Yeah, so did I. I had some friends over, and they went for wings. I had a meeting, so I couldn't go to the wing. Anyway, go for wings, meet them. They finish the wings. They come back here. They're looking through because they're hammered. They're like, "What do you got in your fridge?" And I'm like, "I got some pepperoni sticks from seed to sausage. You want to try?" They ate all the pepperoni sticks, and then I'm like, I smoked a bowl because I don't drink, so I smoke a bowl, and I'm like, let's eat the capicola. And then I finished all the capicola off, and then right before bed, after everybody left, I'm like, probably what I should do is have a massive bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
It's the best cereal.
Very smart.
It's the greatest.
Isn't it the best cereal?
But you know what? You've gotten rid of that intake of calories of alcohol, right? Like, so you don't have that.
You're saying
so
I had a drinking problem for a while?
Well,
Is that what you're alluding to?
you may have been a little more swollen back in the day.
Yeah, Fat Dean. Yeah, all the pictures we see of you at the edge, you were like Fat Dean, and that was that. You got
all the pictures we see of you on our own shit now is Fat Dean. Like there's no updated pictures of you anywhere. So
I don't care to change it. That's why
you're thin. You're thin now.
Yeah,
you're 6'4" and you're what?
220.
Yeah, I'm 6'4" and I'm 230, 235.
Yeah, you weigh more than me. Yeah,
I'm 6'3" and a half ish.
At Fat Drunk Dean at his best was 6'3", 312 is what I topped out.
Oh wow! I never got past 260.
What was your heaviest? 260?
Yeah. 260, 265.
That's uncomfortable for a guy that's 6'3", 6'4". It's you know what it was for me when it wasn't just the booze, it was like all the parts of the lifestyle. I was like exactly fucking everyday shit, like tying your shoes, or like someone's like, let's go skiing. I'm like, fuck, I gotta get boots on, I gotta bend over and do all that stuff, and then I gotta take a break. You kidding me?
Fucking skates were the worst.
Yeah.
Putting skates on.
You got to put your skates on like way out here. You got to fucking do like yoga just to get your skates on because you're so fat. That's when you know you got to fucking figure it out. But there are a lot of dudes out there, like you talk about flexible, big, fat, flexible dudes. Like I played hockey with these guys in men's league for years. A couple of them, this one dude, Sean, he probably weighed 350 pounds. He's the most flexible guy I've ever seen in my life. Had zero desire to lose weight. And still, he's 350 pounds, lives a happy life. Plays hockey every day, like that kind of stuff. I was like, I'm not that guy. I didn't have the flexibility to be able to carry around 300 pounds. So
and some people carry it differently, right? Like I get it right in the shit locker. So I get, as soon as I start to put on any weight, I get a shelf, right? And even at 230, 235, like when I'm sweating, it pools right on the shelf, right?
On the shelf of the shit locker.
Yeah.
Well, that shelf is also probably a swollen liver because I had that too. Whereas like
I do have
here, you got a big swollen liver.
Super liver.
Super liver. Yeah, sorry. Probably
liver.
Bonzi, when you were like, because you look great. Did you what do you top out at your fattest, at your grossest?
You're only 5'2",
200,
right?
200? Yeah, but you're 5'1".
5'8". 5'8", 200.
Same thing with a chick. You might as well be a midget.
Might as well be Jimmy.
I look like I look like what's that? That Mr. Wonderful? Not the cartoon character with the mask, the family. What do you call them? The Incredibles. I look like that guy with the skinny legs and a big old fucking grand
Big
old
shit
belly
log.
on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew a guy. I knew a guy like that. It was a Hank
all
Hill.
right there and
Looked
nowhere
like
else.
the Hank Hill.
Yeah.
No
Belly.
ass.
Yeah, I don't get
no legs.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't get
Yeah.
it anywhere. I get the gut, and it's like right here. And what I was really afraid of is like I don't want that one that fat that folds over like that you got to lift up
never
to clean. I
folded
was
over.
like, because you got a hard belly. I would get a soft belly, right? Like I that was one of those ones where you're like, I don't want to have to. Ryan, you know this.
Oh yeah,
muffin top.
Where you got to literally reach underneath and pull up
it.
the fat, and then
Pull
give it a good scrub.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
That's like I don't want to be that guy.
Loofahs are a fat dude's friend because hell yeah, you need all the extra help you can get. You know what the funny thing is, when I was on my way up, like I was starting to, and still am if I'm forced to, but I was a fast runner, and my legs, I don't know what it was, even as a fat guy, even when I was probably around 280, 290, I could beat anybody in like a mad dash foot race, like across a parking lot.
Anybody your weight or anybody?
Anybody. We had there was a girl, she was a barista at a coffee shop that we used to hang out at, and she was an actual competition like sprinter runner, and I used to beat her in the parking lot. I would never be able to go any long haul. Like I couldn't do a
Grant
marathon.
Johnson gene.
But I used to be able to fucking just light it up, and I would beat her, and she'd be like, "What the fuck?" Because I wasn't huge at that point, but I was
freaky fat guy. Yeah, you were a freaky fat guy. There
my
are
legs,
freaky
my
fat
legs
guys
are
that
my legs
that
are
like-
crazy.
that are like, you're fat, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna go run a race, and they win, and everybody's like half their weight, and you're like, you're a freaky fat guy. Is Grant a freaky fat guy too?
Grant is disturbingly fast. We've got a video. I'll try to track it down. It's on our YouTube page. But he ran. He could have made the football. Like he had scholarships and shit when he was a kid. Anyway, yeah. If you go to the locker room YouTube page, there's us doing the remember when the 40-yard dash? When what's his not the football player that had retired and he turned 40 and he went and did the 40-yard dash and did it and did a 4.0.
No.
Anyway, we went and did it down in the basement. Jimmy, me, Bag Milk, and Grant. Mm-hmm. And Grant I remember years ago we went out to play softball, and he hit the ball like way out there. He's a great athlete. He's an unbelievable athlete. Smoked the ball and started running. Jimmy and we had never really watched him do any sports. We both burst out laughing because he was flying. And he's a
freaky fat
big
guy.
dude. Like he's probably, I mean, if he's not 300 pounds, he's touching on it. And he was just whipping around and I look like, honestly, I can't run for the life of me. Like,
This girl was like probably like Ashley's size, but she was an actual runner. Like that's what she did. She worked in a coffee shop, lived with her parents, and ran. And I was probably 10 years older than her. And I kicked her ass across the parking lot. And
doesn't surprise me.
Can you imagine all those moving parts? Like when I was at my heaviest and you had to like speed up to run across the street. You know this, Bonzi? Where your gut starts moving and you're like, oh, fuck, I feel so gross. I feel so uncomfortable. Yep. But you could still carry it. Like that, I would stop out of embarrassment. I'd be like, I'm not running because all the shit's going to move and I'm going to look weird. Now I'd run. I walk all the time, walk every day. But I don't run because running sucks.
Running's
stupid.
Like if someone said to me, you got a chance to run or I'm going to punch you in the face once, I'll be like, just fucking punch me in the face. Yep. I'd rather do that than run anywhere.
Yeah,
I always got drunk one night and ran home from the bar. It was Father's Day. And I don't know why. I thought like 2:00 in the morning, everyone left me at the bar because I didn't want to quit drinking.
Yeah.
And I ran home. I was at the Beer Hunter and I ran home and I ran the whole way. I woke up the next morning, my knee was the size of a cantaloupe. And because I ran home in cons too, right? Of course, like you do.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I remember ever running.
That's fucking
I tell
thought
people
I was Ben Johnson that night.
I tell people if you see me running, you should probably be fucking running too, because something really bad is happening behind me. So up to it.
That is Ryan Lindley from the Sheeple Shepherd podcast. You can find him on Twitter at Ryan Lindley. Thanks, Ryan, for doing this on a Friday. Short notice.
Boys.
Really appreciate
Have a great
it.
weekend.
You too. That's my very good friend Bonzi. He put out a podcast. I do want to talk to you about this with Theo Fleury. Brilliant. You can get it at deanblundell.com. There's a big post. But if next time you're going to post like, hey, I had Theo Fleury on the show, make sure you include the actual show in the post, because that's important.
Yeah, I put it in there. I embedded it, and then I noticed it wasn't there. So
yeah, so you go back or just let me know. Like just shoot me a quick call. I'm like, hey, not working, because then I can get on it. This morning, as the first post I looked at, I'm like, fucking great post. Can't wait to watch this interview, gang. It's a great interview. I got no post. There's no interview in the post that says, hey, watch this interview.
I love your work, Bonzi. Every day. It's an
adventure.
Thanks, pal. Appreciate that.
Great podcast. Tripping with Bonzi is where you can find it on YouTube, and you also get them at Bonzi Live on Twitter. Lachlan Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM in Edmonton, host of The Locker Room. Thank you so much for sharing the stuff with Jenny today, too. Appreciate it.
Rock. You guys rock. Thank you.
Glenn Howard tonight.
Great job yesterday, Locke.
Yeah. Glenn Howard tonight on the podcast. Hold on. We got curling legend Glenn Howard on your podcast. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, looking forward to talking to him. Used to golf with Glenn and Penetanguishene years and years ago. We were on the same golf team. And so I've known him. I lost touch over the years just because I haven't lived in the country a whole lot. But I reached out to him and said, hey, I'd love to have you on and talk some curling and stuff. And he's like, love to come on and talk to you, Bonzi. So that's tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check it out. Tripping with Bonzi. YouTube is where you can find it. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate you all for being here. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you all soon. That is Bonzi. That is Ryan Lindley. And that, of course, is Lachlan Cross, radio star, radio guy, Lachlan Cross, 95.7 Cruise FM. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Great guy. Best people. Best thing you can do with your life. Work with people you like. Do something you like. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for being part of the show. Greatly appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget you can sign up for a newsletter at deanblundell.com. Thanks to our sponsors, Easy Auto Financial, easyautofinancial.ca. Check these guys out. They're incredible. What they do is they get you in a car, get you financing. You don't have to pay for nothing. You don't have to pay for anything. Just the car. And they help you do all that stuff. It's turnkey. Super simple, no obligation. Go to easyautofinancial.ca today. Check out my buddy Ed. He's got Gitch male underwear for the men. You got that when I said male, I gather. Dad for men at the end of it. Whatever. Boxer briefs, pouch in the front. They got medium, small, large, extra large. They got you covered. Best underwear you'll ever buy. Canadian made. Order them from edsfineimports.com. Promo code GITCH3. When you order 3, he'll send you the 4th for free when you use promo code GITCH and then the number 3. Really simple. And our friends at domination.com. Thanks to Adam and the group at Domination, they make our lives easier. If you produce content, they'll make your life like a million times easier. It's AI software for people that produce content. You punch it into this, your file into this software that they have, and then it kicks out like 72 promos. Instead of one that takes you 4 hours, 72 takes you like 5 minutes. Check them out today. Free to try. Go to dmntn.com and have a look-see. Thanks, all. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Bye. Wait, now bye. Bye.